first opened back in 2010. We're on the air from Target Field here in downtown Minneapolis. A good one on tap for you this afternoon between the Cincinnati Reds and the Minnesota Twins.
And now, your 2021
Interleague Baseball. Next.
Minnesota Twins.
Jose Barrios is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for Minnesota. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, it's hard to have all 4 of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
Now at the plate, here is Nick Senzel. He will lead this one off today.
For Cincinnati, the center fielder, Nick.
First offering on its way. And our first pitch of the afternoon is taken for ball 1, and we're underway in Minneapolis.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
The 1-0. And now this misses as well as he's behind the leadoff man this afternoon. 2-0 now. Here it comes. 3-0 now. 64 degrees our temperature here at first pitch this afternoon. Ready with the 3-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle for a strike with the fastball.
Finally got one over. Nothing worse than starting the game with a 4-pitch walk.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. And this is taken for a called third strike as the leadoff man is set down to open up the ball game.
It looked like this at bat had the makings of a leadoff walk when it started 3-0. So that's a good job not to give in and battle back to earn the strikeout. That's not always easy to do.
At the plate now, Jesse Winker, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. And there are our umpires for this one. Working balls and strikes will be Mr. Darryl Parker.
Well, Dero, Darryl Parker behind the dish, and you never really know what you're going to get from this guy.
Yeah, sometimes, and I'd hate to be mean and say he flips a coin back there because that's not the case. But as an offensive player, you have to find a consistent zone. You just can't.
1 out, nobody on. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Kepler's on the move. He gets there, and that's the 2nd out.
Batting third.
A moment here to take a look at the Cincinnati Reds starting lineup in this one. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, Matt, I think the cleanup hitter might be the difference in this game. The guy is in the middle of the lineup, and when he's in the middle, things just happen. Guys in front of him get on, he drives them in, and if not, he has the ability to get things started and set the guys up behind him. He's a force.
Nicholas Castellanos is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. And that misses 1-1. And we're just getting started here in Minneapolis. And he misses 2-1.
What we're seeing here is a guy getting pitched to very carefully. It doesn't matter that there's 2 outs and nobody on. He's a threat to score even when he's standing in the batter's box.
to 2-2 now.
You know, it's funny right there. You look at that pitch, and it's almost a hybrid in between a big-time old-school curveball and a nasty slider that goes off the fastball. That's kind of right in the middle right there, kind of working off the clock, that 3 to 8, if you can picture that in your head. Tough pitch to lay off of.
And the throw to first will indeed get him. It's a strikeout, score at 2-3, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Reds. And now the Twins will go to work on offense. We've got no score. Luis Castillo is on the mound for the Reds in this one. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Well, with a guy like him, you're just looking for quality innings. Usually he'll give you 6 or 7, and he keeps the team in the ball game. And when you think about it, what else do you really want from your starter? He's capable of shutting a team down and dominating, but that's not what's expected of him all the time.
Striding in is Luis Arias. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98, 0-1. Lifetime against this pitcher. He's a perfect 2 for 2. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Into the windup and the pitch. Weak roller right side. And the throw to first is in time. 1 gone.
Batting second.
A chance now from target field to take a look at the Twins lineup in this one. Thoughts, Dan? Who stands out?
Well, I'm definitely interested in seeing Luis Arias today. He hit over 320 last year, and that will get any pitcher's attention. They knew it when he was coming up, and they knew it when he was on the on-deck circle. Really impressive hitter.
Josh Donaldson digging in now as he'll take a look at ball 1. Donaldson awaiting the 1-0. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. Castillo has become known as a guy that's tough to take deep. So many starting pitchers find themselves snake bitten by the gopher ball, but he really limits that. The 3-0 pitch finds the zone. Strike 1.
Hey, that's a heck of a pitch right there. If he's able to execute with that type of velocity, fastballs up and in, I can't imagine. Not only is he going to break a ton of bats today, but he's going to open up that down and away with the soft stuff later in the game.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home first.
Man, the pitcher's wondering how he didn't get that call. Busted him inside on a 3-1 count, and the ump thought it was just a tad off the plate. Tough to get the benefit of the doubt from the umpire when you fall behind in a count like that, though.
Digging in will be Nelson Cruz. First pitch on the way. Chopped to third. Tough to get to. Reined in. One there. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. On to the second inning now from Minneapolis with no score. Now it'll be Eugenio Suarez. Lifetime against Jose Barrios. He's 1 for 4.
Eugenio.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Looked like he was on that one, but it's 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Batting fifth.
Now one down with the bases empty. And up next, the former World Series hero, Mike Mustakas. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. No score here as we play inning number 2. Swing, and Mustakas sends a drive to right. This ball's got some carry. Larnick is back to the warning track, and he's able to put it away for the second out.
Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Tyler.
So here's Tyler Naquin. He's assuming the role of DH in this interleague matchup.
Yeah, Matt, that's one of the funny things about National League teams playing in AL ballparks. All of a sudden, the lineup kind of changes dramatically. But the cool thing is it gets more guys a chance to get some at-bats or time in the field.
Now the first pitch. This one's down to third. Right to Donaldson. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Reds are down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Now into the box, Max Kepler. His career numbers in this matchup, he's 1 for 3.
Max Kepler.
First pitch of the AB now. A ball and no strikes. First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0. And now a pitch on the way. Strike called. 2-1.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Doesn't offer at the circle change there, and it goes full 3-2.
He walked a guy back in the first, and now he's looking like he might hand out another free pass to the leadoff guy here. You can't be walking a guy an inning and think you're going to have any success.
Count remains full. And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
Well, this guy's been prone to giving up walks at bunches, and that's already 2 walks here in the early going. We'll see if this continues to be an issue for him as this start continues.
Now at the plate, Miguel Ceneaux. He's set. Here it comes.
Going to need to make a little bit of an adjustment with his slider release and at least tempt the hitter that it's going to be a strike.
The 1-0. It's the outside corner, strike 1.
Hey, I don't mind that batter taking that strike right there. He's walked a couple people early in this game. Got to find out if he can find the zone. If he wants to walk them all in, we'll take it.
Kepler on at first, nobody out. Back up the middle and in for a base hit.
He took that right back at his face right there. Exactly what you're trying to do. Middle cut, though. Are you a little concerned?
Yeah, that's a case of a ball being right down the middle. As a pitcher, you want to work the corners and stay out of that middle part of the zone, and he paid for it right there with a solid base hit.
So now to the plate, Jorge Polanco. Hit back up the middle. Farmer brings it in to second for one, but they won't get two as he beats the relay to first.
Batting center, the right fielder, Trevor.
So now here is Trevor Larnick looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. Now here's the first offering.
Hey, this is a spot as a pitcher right now you want to get a little bit greedy. Ideal would be to roll up a 2-ball. At worst, try to get yourself a strikeout.
High in the air down the right field line. He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to go a little bit further outside the zone. 3 foul balls in a row. He wants to get a swing and a miss on this next pitch.
Strike 3 called, and now he's 1 out away from getting out of this.
Well, their chances of pushing across a run took a pretty good hit after that strikeout. It's so much tougher to score a guy from third with 2 outs instead of 1. Basically, you need a hit, or you need to get lucky with a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Stepping in now, Mitch Yarber, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 2's all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. So the lead runner holds on, but the trailer will take second. Here's the 1-1. A swing and a ground ball to third. But this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the second here with no score. Fouled off. Another one sent foul. One and 2. Here it is.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
The set and the 2-2. Line drive. That's a base hit into the right center field gap. 1 run is in. Throw comes to second. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Just an absolute laser that time. Screaming off the bat, if you will. And Show Track tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
In now is Andrelton Simmons as he overcommits here to a slider out of the zone. 1 strike to count. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. 0-1 count and the pitch. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Ready with another 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, he's been laboring a bit through these first 2 innings of work. That's 37 pitches, and ideally, he'd be closer to 27 instead.
Just the second inning, but already 37 pitches to this point. Grounded back up the middle. Farmer picks it up cleanly. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. I'll give the enthusiasm a 10, the dancing a 4. No shame, and you gotta love it. More from Minneapolis following this. Jonathan India digging in now. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the third after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
And the pitch.
No touchdown.
Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here, capitalize on the momentum his batters have.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
The 2-1.
Down to 3-1.
A 3-1 count, tying run on deck. Good spot to be a hitter right now. You have to look for something middle in.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
So here is Tucker Barnhart. Now the first pitch. And he'll watch the slurve that falls in for strike 1. One and one to Tucker Barnhart. India gets his lead at first, nobody out. Lifted down the line in left, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball. And a check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's check swing. It's not a great angle, and everything happens so quickly, so they really have to be paying attention out there. Looking at the replay, I think he got it right, so that's a tip of the cap for the Blue.
Kyle Farmer comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Runner at first here, one man out. Now a pitch runs in on him here, and all he can do is flare one foul off to the right side. The 1-1 home is laid off for ball 2. Fouled away. Here now the 2-2. is swung on and missed. He got him. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good, high, hard fastball.
Here's the first pitch. Nick Senzel will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Throw over to first and a dive, but he's back in. A runner on first with 2 away. Hit the other way out toward right field. Larnick able to track it down for the third out. One left for Cincinnati. They trail it here 2-0. Now at the plate is Luis Arias. 0 for 1 here in the early going.
For me, this is an important add-on inning here. Their little lead is cute. I like it, but keeping the pressure on, building that lead, that's how you bury someone.
Now here's the pitch. And it's fouled away.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Nope. Ball
1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff man here in the home third. Two and 1 now to the Twins leadoff man. Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. Softly hit toward the hole. Fielded cleanly. A toss behind the back. Throw on to first in time. 1 away.
Now batting, the third baseman, Josh Donaldson.
So 1 away now in the Minnesota third. And that brings up the former American League MVP, Josh Donaldson. First pitch coming. Here it is. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Donaldson brings a ton of pop to the plate with him, particularly against right-handed pitching. Some guys don't drive the ball as well when facing a pitcher who throws from the same side that they swing the bat, but that's certainly not the case here.
Yeah, this guy just absolutely hammers right-handed pitching. You know, some guys like the ball in, coming towards them, and that's exactly what the righty-on-righty matchup presents itself. A 2-seamer in, a 4-seamer that leaks out over the plate, a hanging breaking ball. This guy seems to absolutely hammer those.
3-1 to him now. Into the windup and the pitch. There's ball 4.
Well, he walked him on 5 pitches, but that last pitch was really good. He missed down, but only by a hair. When a hitter has a 3-1 count, he can wait until he gets a pitch he loves.
Next will be the designated hitter, Nelson Cruz. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. The 1-0. To short, hit hard. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
The batter, the center fielder, Max Kepler.
Max Kepler the next to grab a bat. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. No official at bat for him, but he has scored a run in this one. In there, and he's in control 0-2 now.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
And smart to lay off there as the fastball misses. It's 1-2 now. Yanked hard, but foul to the right. Donaldson over at second. Cruz is over at first with one away. Line towards center field. That's in there. Base hit. And they'll hold that runner at third as everybody moves up a base, and they're loaded with one away. And now time is called here as their pitching coach is going to pay a quick visit to the mound to discuss how they want to attack things here. Here's Miguel Ceneaux as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. He singled in his first AB. Swing and a miss as he ramps up on the fastball. 1-1. A 2-ball, 1-strike count to the Twins' first baseman.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. This could be two. Scooped up. There's one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. Just what the doctor ordered. He gets the double play to get him out of the inning. We're back to Target Field right after this. New inning set to get underway, and standing in the outfielder, Jesse Winker.
Jesse Winker.
First offering on its way. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. And he lays off for ball one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
One and two now as that one's fouled off.
Hey, usually the second time through the order you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the slurve can't find the zone, and it's 2-2. And he just misses inside with the fastball there.
Hey, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
Pulled toward right center field. Kepler's there for it. He's got it one away.
Now batting.
So with the fly out there coming on the fastball, seems like an appropriate time to check out our pitch speed comparison for these two starters. And boy, which of those two numbers leap out at you there? How about the 100? My goodness. Stepping in once again is Nicholas Castellanos. Struck out in his last trip to the plate. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Inside with what looked like the slurve. 1-0. No runs, no hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. All even now, 2-2. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Bases are empty, one man out. And another foul ball. And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the second out.
He's racking up a fair amount of strikeouts now out there. That's 6 to this point. So he's got good stuff, and he's fooling a lot of these hitters.
In now, Eugenio Suarez. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. And now a pitch on the way. One pitch and a nice call for the change. It's 1-2.
Thought this middle of the order might give him a fight and put up a little bit of resistance, but that hasn't been the case. He's carving right through them here.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Reds. They're down 2-0. Welcome back to Target Field as we send it to Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Twins to discuss his thoughts on Minnesota's lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Stepping up is Jorge Polanco, 0 for 1 with a run scored thus far.
The second baseman, Jorge Polanco.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Hit out towards second. A dive, but he can't knock it down. It's through for a base hit.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
The next batter will be Trevor Larnick as it's grounded sharply to first. One there, on to first, a double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
At the plate, Mitch Yarber. As the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up. Popped him up. Suarez is there, and they breeze through this half inning as the side is retired. 1 hit's all they get. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. It's the Twins 2 and the Reds nothing. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to talk about the state of the Reds offense with their manager between innings. And he told me, overall, he's not happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've only managed 1 base runner in this game, so it's easy to see why he said they haven't shown much fight today. He's hoping to see someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand, so it remains to be seen if they can snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
Leading off for the Reds.
Leading off the inning, it'll be Mike Mustakas, and they could use a spark from him here. First offering. Open stance by Mustakas, and now the pitch.
1-1.
And he misses here with a slurve, even at 1-1. And he fouls this one off. One and two, here it comes.
Whoa, that's down.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. And he struck him out, and that's 8 strikeouts thus far.
I'll tell you, it's hard to get more of a confidence boost than striking out the best hitters in the lineup back to back to back. He's looking really sharp right now.
And next will be the versatile Tyler Naquin as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. He pulls this one high and deep to right center field. And, oh, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall. And he's in there at third with a 1-out triple.
Well, that's the first hit of the game, and it's a good one as he hustles into third. We'll see if it leads to their first run here. Sometimes a single drip will start a flood.
Into the box now, Jonathan India. And here's a pitch inside, and that got him. So next to bat will be Tucker Barnhart, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
And he can't allow the same thing to happen in this situation. This is a big-time spot in this game. He's got to find a way to put the ball in play.
Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. Good work there to prevent any advance. It's 1-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
It's been a really rough day for this lineup. There's really no other way to say it. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities, and when they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill battle for them to make anything positive happen.
Next up will be Kyle Farmer, as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. The 1-1 is an off-speed pitch taken for a ball.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Popped him up. Simmons into shallow left. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Reds strand a couple. They trail things here 2-0. So now to the plate will be Andrelton Simmons. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Now the first pitch.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think up the middle the other way, and you have to be diving and leaning out over that thing.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch. And for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
That'll bring up Luis Ariz. Line drive base hit into the left center field gap. He's around first, heading for 2. And this throw gets away from him. The tag comes down, and they're going to get him at third. Aggressive base running there following some shoddy defensive play, but it doesn't work out for him.
Oh, you hate to see guys run into outs, especially when it's because of an unnecessary risk. He had 2 all the way, and he clearly should have just been happy with that.
Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson, as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Two runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the ballgame for Minnesota. A 1-1 count now to Donaldson.
1-1.
Oh, this is what you get fired up for right here. Hard fastball against a power hitter. I know he was late right there, but if he comes back, this one might not come back.
Ball taken there. 2-1 now. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. On to second goes Donaldson, and that is off the wall in right field. And now he'll get into scoring position with 2 away.
Some guys have full power and that's it, but then there are guys like this who have power to all fields. What a threat. Take a look here. He generates so much bat speed with his lower half through his arms, it looks like he just flicks the bat at this thing, and he darn near hits it out of the park.
Here's Nelson Cruz now, as the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Cruz awaits the 1-0. Hit on the ground out to short. Nothing will come of the 2-out double as the inning is over. Twins wind up stranding one, but they're on top 2-0. At the plate now is Nick Senzel. He'll start things out in their half of the sixth as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
Yeah, I think if I'm the hitting coach right here, Matty, I'm telling the offense to get aggressive. Just seems like we've been going too deep in counts, and this guy has got exploding stuff on the mound. So I would tell them get overly aggressive on a heater in the middle of the plate early.
Here's the first pitch to him. The windup and the 0-1. Set up away with the changeup, but it's 1-1. Now one hit foul over to the right side as the count moves to 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch. And he struck him out. So double digits now. 10 strikeouts for him thus far.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you, he could rack up quite a few more before he's done. Still a lot of game left in this one.
At the plate now, Jesse Winker. As he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball, 1-0. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Now the 1-0. One out, nobody on. Over the outside half, and it's 2-1.
That's how you open up the outside part of the plate. Pound 2 balls in, and then get right back outside. Nice pitch.
Three balls and a strike to the Reds left fielder.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
Into center field, line drive base hit. He takes the turn and heads for second. The throw is wild and it gets away.
Well, we've been waiting for an opportunity like this since the game started. One out and our first run is 90 feet away. The challenge now is to get him home.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
This is going to be an interesting at-bat. I think he has to be pitching for a strikeout here, so we'll see what kind of sequence he uses.
Weak grounder down the line at third, but this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now.
Yeah, he's got these hitters in the proverbial rocking chair right here, pushing the throttle and pulling it. Nice change of speeds.
Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His third punch out of the game.
He's really racked up the strikeouts in this one, and this guy's been victimized 3 times already today. He and this lineup are clearly having a really tough time picking him up.
Into the box, Eugenio Suarez, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. And he misses here with a slurve, even at 1-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Winker on third with 2 out. Again, he sends it out of play. And he's got another one here. 12 punch-outs now in the ball game, and that'll end the inning. Reds leave 1. They trail it here 2-0. Cincinnati Perez enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Max Kepler, singled in his last at-bat.
Max Kepler.
First pitch on its way. Now a half swing here as he wanted to pull it back, but he does so too late. It's strike 1. Fouled off. And here's a fastball on 0-2, but it misses. 1-2 now.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
Here's a fastball in on the fists, and that'll even things up at 2-2. Now here's the pitch. Fouled away. Three balls and 2 strikes to the Twins center fielder. And it's fouled away. The 3-2 one more time. And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
The first baseman, number 22, Miguel.
So the big bat of Miguel Ceneaux digs in next. First pitch coming. Here it is. No balls and a strike to count. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Surprised the pitcher would even go to the top of the zone looking for a double play in this situation.
High that time with the slider, taken for a ball. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
Standing in now, Jorge Polanco, as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ball game. The 1-0. Runners off for second. Pitch swung on and missed. The throw. is there, and he's out trying to swipe second. Nice release by Barnhart.
Check out the lead here. That's about as standard as it gets, and it didn't do him a lot of help on that steal attempt either. Could have been a different story if he took another couple feet off the bag.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
Down 1 and 2.
Got him swinging, and that's the third out. Nothing doing here for the Twins as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Seventh inning ready to roll, and up next the former World Series hero Mike Mustakas.
Mike Mustakas.
Open stance by Mustakas, and now the pitch. Inside with what looked like the slurve, 1-0. Some action out in the bullpen, couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. A 1-1 count to the Reds' first baseman.
He hasn't thrown that pitch much all game. I got to believe as an offense, you just got to throw that pitch away and move on to the next one.
Hit hard but foul. The 1-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3.
Looked to me like he had the right idea with the swing on that pitch, and he just didn't get the bat through the zone in time. The pitch was away. He let it get deep, maybe trying to take it the other way, but it got too deep and was by him by the time his barrel could get in the correct position.
To the plate now, Tyler Naquin. As he'll take a look at ball 1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. The 1-0.
Nope.
Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are 2 away.
The batter number 6, second baseman, Jonathan India.
Up next, Jonathan India. He's been hit by a pitch and walked in the game thus far. First offering. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
The guy in the mound is having one heck of a night, but the downside of that, if you're going to strike out a lot of guys, your pitch count is going to be high, so this gives the offense some kind of hope as this game's getting down to the end.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Nope.
Well, he's thrown a lot of pitches in this one, but it's not like he's walking a bunch of guys. Only 1 free pass to this point, but they're still making him work really hard.
2 out, nobody on. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
So far, this has been a terrific outing for this guy. Throwing well, keeping his pitches to a minimum, locating his fastball to both sides of the plate, good command of the off-speed pitches, very little traffic on the bases. So far, he couldn't have drawn up to be any better than he has been so far in this one.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he's going to add to the total. 14 punch-outs now as that ends the inning. Reds are down in order. They're down 2-0. Heath Hembry will take over on the mound to start the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the inning now, and the next to bat will be Trevor Larnick.
The right fielder, Trevor now.
Now here's the first offering.
All ones we count.
Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. The 0-2 delivery.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Count. I got to count 2 and 2.
Hit in the air out to center field. Senzel's got it, and there's one gone.
The catcher, number 8, Mitch Yarber.
Stepping in next, Mitch Yarber, 1 for 2 in the ballgame thus far. First pitch on its way. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. Comes set with the 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1. And now our right-hander's begun to loosen up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Bases are empty, 1 man out. One and 2 to the Twins catcher.
Count.
Swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Always felt toughest pitch in the game. If you're a guy who liked to work the big part of the field, you were on that fastball middle away. That slider looked like a heater for about 56 feet 6 inches.
So he racks up the swinging strikeout on the breaking ball. Mitch Yarber becomes out number 2 this inning. At the plate, Andrelton Simmons, as he'll take strike 1 on the inside corner. No hits to this point. And it's 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. On the ground to the left side. Reined in. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Twins are set down 1-2-3, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Tyler Duffy's been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Ready to begin the 8th, and next to bat will be Tucker Barnhart.
The catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
First pitch on the way.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that misses, 2-1.
A couple of strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
The 2-1 home. Smoked the other way, high and deep to left. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Twins are into their bullpen now, as there are the final numbers for their starter, and he'll be very happy with how the day went.
Hey, what a great job of mixing speeds and mixing up his pitches. 2 hits allowed in this one. Dominant performance.
So now to the plate, Kyle Farmer, as he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. 1 out, nobody on. Timing just to tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Swing and a shot toward right center. And that'll split the gap, as it should be extra bases. And this one will bounce into the wall. And he's in there easily at second with a 1-out double.
That's what you call a clutch piece of hitting. Down 2 runs, he puts himself in scoring position and brings the tying run to the plate. We'll see what they do with the base open here. This one's getting interesting.
Next to dig in, Nick Senzel. He represents the potential tying run if he can launch one or find a way around the bases.
Yeah, Matt, I kind of doubt he's thinking about going yard, even though that would be the best result they could hope for. He's not a long ball threat, and he knows it, so he could just be looking for some way to keep that line moving.
He's set, and the pitch.
Nope.
Here comes the 1-0. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. The numbers against Tyler Duffy, not a big sample size, 0 for 1. Farmer leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. And he fouls this one off. Fouled off. Fastball just inside. Jesse Winker, who represents the possible go-ahead run here, waits in the on-deck circle. Sliced hard on the ground, and that's through into right field for a base hit. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only 1 away.
A pitcher falls behind the count, comes in and challenges with a fastball, gives up a base hit, now 2 runners on.
Yeah, now you got first and third. You got mucho problemas right here. You got to work a double play ball, keep the runner off the board.
Into the box now, Jesse Winker, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Here it comes, 1-0.
The Reds have been searching for that big hit all game long. Let's hope they can get it. They're starting to run out of time. It's about time for something to happen.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Couldn't be a whole lot better situation to hit in now. 3-1, 2 on. He's got to be thinking he's going to get a pitch he can drive right here.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. Scoring is the runner from third, and that'll cut the lead down to 1.
Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and Show Track tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
Nick Castellanos now. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
First offering on its way.
It's not easy to continue pounding the strike zone when you've given up 3 consecutive hits, but he has to trust that getting the ball down in the zone will get him an out.
1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. This one's flared down the right field line, and this is going to dunk in out there, a base hit. The tying run is in to score from second. It's now a 2-2 ball game.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen, and I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sinking cut. That is unbelievable. He's able to get that knock in that big spot.
Caleb Thielbar gets the call as he'll pitch with 1 gone in the top of the 8th. At the plate now, Eugenio Suarez, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. For his career in this matchup, he's a perfect 2 for 2. Oh, 0-1 count, and the pitch. Swings through it for strike number 2. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit high and deep to left field. A ball that's carrying. And the play is made, but this should be good enough for an RBI as the runner from third tags up. They'll cash in here as the run is in to score from third. It's a 3-2 ball game.
Hey, putting together good at-bats late in the games can really help out. And how about this sac fly right here? Good at-bat that leads to his team getting the lead here in the late innings.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out. And up next, the former World Series hero, Mike Mustakas. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
You know, because this is just a 1-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
Even 1-1 count to Mustakas. That pitch was so slow it barely registered on the radar gun.
Yeah, Matt, we don't see too many pitches crawling to the plate like that, especially these days. That can be a really tough pitch for a hitter to wait back on.
A ball and 2 strikes. 3 runs already home here. Got him! And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. So 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left on. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. Reds out in front, 3-2. Lucas Sims is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. And now here is Luis Arias. No career numbers to talk about for this matchup.
Luis Arias.
First pitch on its way. In there, 0-1. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Nothing in one count. Here it comes.
Oh, that's too high.
And he takes this one high, 1-1. And that fastball's too much for him there, 1-2.
I'm interested to watch this next pitch right here. He got a swing on a high fastball. I wonder if he's going to pull the old Plesac and climb the ladder.
And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball, 1 gone.
People always talk about how important getting the leadoff man on base is, and it's true. So in the 8th inning of a 1-run game, that's a really nice job of attacking a hitter and sending him packing.
Standing in now, Josh Donaldson, as he'll take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. In his career against this pitcher, small sample, a perfect 1 for 1. He's ready. Here's the 1-0.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
Too tight with that one. 3-0. Nelson Cruz waits on deck. .3-0 pitch.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
Now a fastball swung on and missed, and it's full 3-2.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
And he strikes him out as well. So 2 punch-outs to begin the outing out of the pen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
And that'll bring up the big stick of Nelson Cruz. 0-1 the count. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. This one, everything we could have hoped for. 3-2 in inning number 8. Frozen on the fastball. Never had a chance, and the inning is over. Down go the Twins in order. Still a 3-2 ball game. All set to start the 9th in this one, and striding forward the designated hitter, Tyler Naquin. From the stretch. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And it's 1-2.
Count is 1-2.
And a good hard slider as this one swung on and missed for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
In now, Jonathan India. Now a ball lined toward the gap in left center. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. And he is in at second base with a one-out double.
When you're leading by 1 run, you want to do everything you can to add to the lead and give your bullpen a little breathing room. It makes a big difference, so double here goes a long way towards making that a real possibility.
Stepping in now, Tucker Barnhart, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Oh and 1, here it comes. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. Runner at second here with 1 man out. A little bit off the outside. It's 1 and 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to the Reds catcher.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. India rounds third and is digging for the plate. And he's safe at the plate as they push the lead to 4-2.
Dan, that's a huge insurance run right there. Has to feel good as a hitter right there to not only get a ribby knock, but to give your team a little bit of breathing room.
It does, and it makes your pitcher go out there with a little bit more free and easy frame of mind instead of going in a 1-1 game where every pitch is so important. You're 1 pitch away from a solo tying the game up. That's not the case now.
So now to the plate, Kyle Farmer. Sent in the air out to straightaway central. Kepler is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
Up next for Cincinnati, the center fielder, Nick Senzel.
Next up is Nick Senzel. His career numbers against this pitcher, not a big sample size, 0 for 1. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone.
From an offensive standpoint, this is where you got to push the throttle right here. You've had a couple hits in the inning. You got a 1-0 count leverage. Let's see if he can gap something.
Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball.
He's gone back-to-back with off-speed stuff to start this AB, and neither has found the zone. He's trying to pitch him backwards, but that only works if you can get them for strikes. Now he'll probably have to challenge him.
The 2-0 on the way. Fouled away. Hit hard up the middle. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Hey, guys, I like the execution by the batter there. He got a hanger in the middle of the plate. He could have come unglued, but he didn't. He stayed focused and drove a line drive base hit.
At the plate, Jesse Winker.
And he puts it on the ground to second.
He's got it. Throw to first in time, and the big inning is avoided as the side is retired. Reds will be forced to settle for just the one. Amir Garrett takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll bring up the outfielder Max Kepler.
The center fielder, Max Kepler.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And they start him out with a slider. Good spot, but he doesn't get the call. 1-0. Hit sharply on the ground. Scooped up. And there's one away.
The first baseman, number 22, Miguel Ceneaux.
The next twin up, Miguel Ceneaux. Lifetime versus this pitcher. Not a big sample size, 0 for 1. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Left fielder looking up, and it's gone. So a solo shot here to left center field as it's trimmed to a 4-3 game now.
Wow, that run in the top of the 9th is even bigger now. Without it, this thing would be tied. As it stands, though, they still have work to do to send this to extras or end this thing. This game's getting good now.
Now back, second baseman, Jorge.
To the plate now, Jorge Polanco, as he can't catch up on a fastball at the letters, and it's strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Now the 0-1. Ball 1.
Hey, this isn't going to be an easy save. These guys are making it work for this one.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Fought off at the plate as it's chopped foul. Here now the 2-2. And it's fouled away. The 2-2 one more time. He is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
Kyle Garlick will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. First offering on its way. Strike swinging, timing a little off on that one. Fans on their feet in a one-run ball game in the last of the 9th. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1.
That's not an easy pitch to do anything with, right? 96 miles an hour in on the hands. You almost have to be looking for that pitch to be able to do anything with that.
Just lucky to make contact on that one as it's chopped foul. Final strike for the Twins. Close, but it's not over yet. That's ball 2.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called out on strikes to end the game.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate but could not cash in.
Well, that's just a great job of battling on the road. They fought all the way to the end, took the lead in the top of the 9th, and secured the W in the bottom half. That's a great team win.
A one-run finish, 4-3, the final tally today. The Reds came through late, taking the lead in the 8th to secure the victory. Heath Hembry takes home the win. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon for the victorious Cincinnati Reds. 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. For the Twins, 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours exactly. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.